You want to move to New Zealand as a student but clueless on how to get started. This lady here would walk you through all the steps, the main requirements, and the cost of studying here in New Zealand at various levels. I am going to be walking you through what you need to do from the scratch till you get here in New Zealand. And this application, you are going to be doing it all by yourself. If that sounds like an information you've been longing to have, stay glued. You are welcome back to my YouTube channel, and I remain your one and only out and about lady here in New Zealand, bringing you that situational report on what living, working, studying here in New Zealand is all about. And as you guys know, everything I said is devoid of any form of exaggeration. I do my way research and combine it with my experience here in New Zealand. Yes, you heard me. I live here in New Zealand. So let's get started, guys. I would start first from the steps. So you want to study here in New Zealand. The very first step you would take is to ask yourself, what course do I want to study? So you tailor that down to the course of interest to you. And just another side advice for you, if you strategically and you want to be intentional about picking that course to stay afterwards, make sure it is in the green list New Zealand occupation. Please have a flip through in my blog. You will see where I talked about the green list occupations, and I will try my best to attach the link in this blog. So after tailoring what you want to study, what you're passionate about, that this is what I want to study, then you have to search for the institution of interest. If you want to go via the institution or you want to do the universities, we have 8 universities here in New Zealand, and I have done a video introducing you guys to it. And we have 16 institutions here in New Zealand as well, and I have done a video introducing you all to it. So you follow it down again. Do I want to do university or do I want to attend an institution? So the third step is to get all the documents that your preferred institution need from you, and at the level you want to study also, you get all the documents ready. For example, if you are coming here to do your first degree, you should have your high school certificate from your country of origin. For example, those of you coming from West African countries, you would have your WAEC, and you try to assess your WAEC with NZQA, which is the New Zealand body that assesses overseas qualification, to ascertain their New Zealand equivalent. So if you get it assessed, it would place your WAEC result against what is obtainable here in New Zealand from high school, which is NCEA. It would say whether you is equivalent to NCEA level 1, level 2, level 3, and that sort of thing, to see if what you have at the level of NCEA is a requirement, or you meet up to the requirement that the institution that you want to enroll for would accept, and also the course, if it is the kind of level they accept for NCEA for the course of interest to you. And for those of you that are coming to study at higher level, like masters, you try and get your transcript ready. And for those that want to do masters by research and PhD, that will take us to the next step. So the next step will be you going to the university of interest for you to search for researchers or professors that aligns with your interest. And To the next step, for those of us that are not studying at the level of PhD or Masters by Research, if you declare your interest to this institution or to this university, that you have found a course you would like to study, trust me, that's what they are there for. They are there to get student, local or international students, to study in the institution. They would give you listening ear, so they would refer you to the school agents for your country. Yes, you heard me. Here in New Zealand, most institutions and universities have designated agents for various countries. For example, there is an agent that look after Nigerian students, prospective Nigerian students in Otago University, and same as other institutions. So once they ascertain that you have a niche or a clue of what you want to study, they would refer you to this agent, and the agent will help you further organize your document and submit. Then you get an admission, and after admission, then that will be submitted to immigration. Then you would get your student visa. So you technically do not need any offshore agent to mitigate your scamming risk and all of that. So let's go over to the main requirements. If you ask me, there are 3 main requirements if you want to study here in New Zealand. I have already talked a bit about them when I was going through the steps. Yes, the number 1 requirement is a certificate. You have to present a certificate that this is the last level you studied. Is usually a prerequisite for the next level of study that you're aiming. So you get your certificate sorted out. So the next requirement is fund. Yeah, you have to have the fund, like huge fund, to cover the fees, to cover the something that is called living expenses here, to cover your flight, to cover all other miscellaneous expenses. So when it comes to living expenses here, you are required to show 20,000 New Zealand dollars yearly after paying your school fees for you to have that student visa, because you need to show to them that you are able to look after yourself while you are studying. And alternatively, if you are not self-funded, you need to provide document to say it's my parents that is funding my education, or I am coming on scholarship, I am coming on full-time scholarship, I am coming on partial scholarship, and this is the difference of the fund. Trust me, once you have the money and you have the certificate to show that this is your last level of study, you already here in New Zealand, living your life as a New Zealand student, because the institutions and the universities here are open to students locally and internationally. So it's once you meet up, they need you in the school for the school to be up and running, and you need the knowledge. You need to come and gain the knowledge that you are craving. So that's how it works. So the third requirement I'll be talking today is that you need a proof of English language proficiency. If English is your second language, you need to do PTE, IELTS, and all of that to say, yes, I can speak English to the required level that is accepted at the level I would like to study. So you check with the university, and there are various requirements of English based on the level of interest to you. So these are the 3 major requirements that once you get it all sorted out, I see no reason why you are likely not to get your student visa approved. So let's go to the last thing, which is the main deal, which is the cost of studying here in New Zealand. So if it comes to undergraduate, I would say that most institution on average takes about 25 New Zealand dollars depending on the cost of interest to you. Then the universities about 36 New Zealand dollars on the average. And the cost of a master's studies is relatively the same with the university, about 36 New Zealand dollars on the average. And when it comes to PhD, yes, you pay local fees as an international student. So that's why New Zealand is the most preferred destination for most scholars that are self-funded to do PhD. So you pay at local fees, and do try and watch the video I did recommending New Zealand as the best country in the world to do your PhD in if you are self-funded. So you will see other benefits associated with doing your PhD here in New Zealand. So guys, with all this information above, I believe that I have done justice to how you can apply to become a student here in New Zealand and get your student visa without getting scammed and all of that. So explore that information, and I would wait for you in the comment section, just like I've always done. I am quite interactive, and if there is any other thing that is not clear with you on this video, I will be there waiting to rub mind. And do not allow your dream wither away. Keep your hope up and keep doing the right thing. Your documents, keep sorting them out and keep acquiring those skills, and before you know it, your dream will come through. It's still your one and only out and about lady here in New Zealand, bringing you a situational report like always. I would see you all in my subsequent videos.